Back again with another TU12 build, the unlimited explosive build. Are you ready? Let's go! What up YouTube? Welcome to another Division 2 video. Thanks for clicking my content, really appreciate you watching it. If you like my content and want to help the channel out, don't forget to smash that like button, and I got another banger for you. The unlimited explosive skill build. Yes guys, always getting your mines back and keep spamming your enemies with your grenade turret to make your enemy's life a living hell. The combo of the mines and the turret gives you the power to clear rooms in seconds. And the only thing you need to do is spam the enemies with your skills. L1 and R1 for life. The boost comes from the perfect talents, the named items, and of course the exotic combo. The Senergy in this build is insane and almost always gives you your skills back. And if not, the build has a built-in plan B. What helps you get your skills back fast enough to keep calling them back into battle and help you clear every room possible. Again, I'm having a lot of fun with skill builds in TU12, and this is one of the builds that you would love to have in your inventory. And use this to just clear area after area. But enough gameplay, let's see what I made for you today. And this is the build, guys. This is the build that you just saw exploding everything. Bada bing, bada boom. And it is a lot of fun to play with. Once for a lifetime, I didn't go for some extra damage for my weapon. Yes, this is a full skill build. No critical hit chance, no crazy other gear pieces, just straight damage for your skills and getting it back as quickly as possible. But we're going for that unlimited. We're going for the unlimited mines and we're going for the unlimited turret. And why did I choose for the specialization the grenade launcher? Because we already at 6 core yellows. So I'm using this for the 15% extra explosive damage, and that does a little bit more than 10% skill damage. And then over to the rest of my build. Of course I went for the combo, the capacitor with the waveform exotic holster. These two pieces only give us almost 100% extra skill damage, and that does a lot. Starting with my capacitor. Why the capacitor? Of course, capacitance. Shooting enemies builds up a stack to a cap of 40. Each stack grants 1.5% skill damage, and after 5 seconds stacks decay 1 per second. And for each skill tier that we rock, we gain an extra 7.5% weapon damage. So because we are rocking that 6 core yellows, we are getting an extra 45% weapon damage. Secondarily, I went for the harmony. When my AR bullets are empty, I'm gonna use this and still putting out a decent amount of damage with my gun and my skills with perfectly in sync. If I run out of all my bullets, I go over to my handgun, in sync on there as well. It got a skill tier on there, but it doesn't really help us because we are already at 6 core yellow. Then over to my build, I went for a 3-piece Empress International, the new brand set, 1-piece China Light, 1-piece Wyvern, and then of course the waveform holster. Let's start with the waveform. Why the waveform? Just like the build from 2 days ago, alternating current. Generate a stack of 3% skill damage on one of your skills every second, capping at 10 stacks, so giving us an extra 30% skill damage. And after 10 seconds at the cap, stacks transfer to your other skill, and this will go on forever. And this is a lot of damage. There isn't an other holster that gives us so much skill damage, because there's already skill damage on there. Almost that 10%, 9.5% for me, and then getting from the talent that 30% extra skill damage per skill. So we're getting an extra 40% skill damage only from this holster, and that's just crazy. I went for the Wyvern. Why Wyvern? Of course, skill damage. Rolled skill damage and skill haste on there because we want to do a lot of damage and of course get our skills back as quickly as possible. Then over to China Light. Why China Light? Giving us some extra explosive damage. And I went for again skill damage and skill haste. Would love to find it a little bit higher on skill damage, but it's decent. It's decent enough. And then over to my Empress International. Why the Empress International? Starting with my mask, because we are getting skill health, skill damage and skill efficiency. Like I told you a few times in the last few videos, skill efficiency will give you a lot more. Will give you almost everything from the skill bracket. Then again, I went for skill damage and skill haste. I went for skill haste mod on there. We cannot have a skill damage mod on there, so that's too bad. So I went for that skill haste, and exactly the same with the other pieces. But I went for the named pieces from the Empress International with the Caesar's Guard, because this will give us perfectly skilled. Skill kills have 30% chance to reset skill cooldowns. So if you, for example, encounter a group of 4 enemies, you will always get your skills back. It doesn't really matter if it's your mine or your turret. It still is a chance, but on paper you will always have a chance if you blow up 4 people to get your skills back. Then of course went for skill damage and skill haste again. And then for the backpack I chose for the battery pack the named piece as well, with the perfectly calculated on there. Because if the reset doesn't really work, or yeah, if that perfectly skilled doesn't give us the skills back, then perfect calculated will reduce the skill cooldown by 15%. And it doesn't really matter if your skills do the damage or you do the damage, or yeah, your skills do the kill or you do the kill. It only says kills. So if you take out some people with your gun, then this will count as well, and this counts up very quickly, guys. Very quickly. And yeah, that's pretty much my setup of the build, of course, and I went for the explosive ones. I went for the cluster mine, giving us almost 3 million damage with a 10 number of mines. Over to my turret, of course, I went for the artillery turret. This is the only way we can go for that. If you go for the grenade launcher, this is a specialty of that specialization, and this gives us an ammo of 9 and a damage of 3.8 million. And this is quite a lot, guys, quite a lot. And of course, it will apply a bleed status on the affected target, like we all know. And this is why this build blows up everything, guys. Oh, let me show you. The cooldown from that turret is only 8.9 seconds. We, of course, hope that we are getting it back all the time, just like the Seeker's 22.2 seconds. But we are getting those skills back, guys. We are getting those skills back with the combination of perfectly skilled and perfectly calculated. This combo is very nice. I have to thank one of my subscribers, Ilyo. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it, fam, for letting me know this combination is the truth. But to be honest with you guys, it can be hard to get all your skills back all the time, because now with TU12 or even with TU11 the enemies turned into ninjas. Sometimes if I throw my mines, they will dodge every freaking mine coming for them. So in my opinion, I don't know, if you want to go for a skill build, go for an explosive skill build. So in my opinion, I don't know if I like to play with this build or the other skill builds. The other skill builds are a little bit more fun for me. Of course, exploding everything is a lot of fun. You can clear rooms in seconds. That is fun. But again, with the turret, it's situational, because there are a few missions you cannot use a turret because he needs to shoot and he will hit the ceiling. And you are only throwing your mines. And then, of course, you got lucky to get the perfectly skilled and then the perfectly calculated, if you are in cover of course, to get your mines back. But guys, again, this is a lot of fun to play with, but I don't know if you can get an unlimited skill build ready. Of course, 9 times out of the 10, I got my skills back. The combo with the turret and the mine is pretty great because you need to synergize it. You need to throw your mine, explode it, and then, for example, shoot your turret. Or shoot your turret and then throw your mines. You need to make sure that you are working together with your skills to get the perfect outcome and get all your explosive skills back again. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it. The stats aren't saying much, of course, because this is a full skill build. But let me know what you think about this. What you think I should do. Is there a better build out there? Maybe I could go for a double piece of GOOO, for example, because that will give us some 15% extra explosive damage as well. But I'm not sure if that does us right by losing that 10% skill efficiency, because skill efficiency doesn't only give us the damage but a lot more for our skills. But again, let me know what you think about this. Hit me up in the comments down below. But for today, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to smash that like button and hit that subscribers button, and of course the notification bell. PurePrime out.